Seb, I'm going to try from a different angle here, because I think maybe if we go back we might be better off. Monitor lizards are giving us the runaround. No, it's not much better from here, because now the light is not good. You know what, Seb? Hold on. We're going on the other side. When in doubt, go round. That's going to be the motto for the day. Now, of course, we haven't had any tips of the days because we've had no Byron around, but Byron is coming back soon. How many days? In 1 week, for all you Byron fans. He will be back on the 20th with Ali, and we will be all of us here together. So it's going to be Tayla, myself, Ali and Byron, and well, that should be a comical few days, because between the four of us we all get along quite well, and it's always highly entertaining when Byron's around, that's for sure. Definitely entertains all of us, and Tayla and Byron together are always good for a laugh, so I'm pretty sure Taylor's going to be excited that Byron's coming back. She won't say so, but she is excited. Don't tell her I said that, because she'll shout at me. I'm excited Byron's coming back. Are you excited, Seb? Yeah, Byron's always worth a good laugh. Okay, now there's our one monitor lizard. Where did the other one go? Maybe the other one went in the hole. Maybe that's where they're living. Where's my binoculars? Let's have a look here. But there you see the one lounging. That's the bigger of the two. Miguel, yes, maybe they do want some privacy. Maybe that's the cave of romance inside there, and, well, seems that the one has not got the message. The other one's definitely in and ready for a night of romantic affairs, but it seems this one is not quite got there just yet. I wonder if it's going to go in just now. Maybe it thinks a little bit more sun to get the energy levels up for the night ahead. That's what I'm going for. I think that's probably what's happening here. Look at the colors on this thing. It's amazing. It's got these kind of reds on the tail, and then those orangey yellow colors on the belly. So pretty. I know it's a lizard and it's not probably everybody's cup of tea, but you can't do anything but marvel at the wondrous colors that nature produces and the patterns that it produces. Look at all the spots and bits of patterning and stripes all over that. Isn't that amazing? I certainly appreciate it. It's probably one of my better monitor sightings we've had in a while. So Roshni, you're asking if I think that this is maybe mommy. No, I don't think so, Roshni. I think that other one is far too big. I think they both are sexually mature, consenting adults at this stage. I think they are here for other purposes, and that is to make babies and so that they can be mommy and daddies. I don't think that this is the mommy of that particular one. Like I say, they're both big enough to be mating, and at the end of the day, it is the time of year that we do start to see a lot of the larger reptiles mating. Beard, you say the lizard lovely. Well, yes, that's a nice name to put it. We've now found a name for the hole in the bank. The hole in the bank just didn't have the right ring to it. Lizard lovely is definitely better. Oh, we've got a head. Is it going to go in? Have you decided to make your way into your lovely? Oh no, he's leaving. Or she. No, just got to check what's going on first. Let's see, is it going to go in? Hopefully this one is not too fat for the lovely. See how it's using its tongue just to taste around. I wonder if it's just picked up some sort of sign of something that it wants to just check, because it went from sleeping to wanting to move quite quickly. Where are you off to? But you can see much bigger than the one we first saw. Bulkier, wider, bigger legs. Hampstead Elementary. Hello, Hampstead Elementary. I hope you're all having a wonderful day at school. If you are school, and that if you are in the class, well, then I hope that you are going to be enjoying this day with us in the wilds of Africa. You want to know if this lizard is going to be changing colors with the seasons. Well, no, not this lizard. They don't get any bright colors for mating or anything like that, so unfortunately they stay the same color. And well, when you're as colorful as this lizard is, with lots of yellow spots and bits of orange and all kinds of other markings, I think you can afford not to be too worried about changing color. They have enough colors to keep them happy all year round, so they don't change in any way whatsoever. See how it lifts its head? Must be interesting for this lizard, because it doesn't know what's on the other side, and I wonder if it can taste anything. The wind is blowing the opposite direction, so the wind is blowing from its back towards its head, and so it's not going to be able to pick up any scent from what's above the dam wall. And it must almost be, for that lizard, like us being on the bottom of a mountain and wondering what's on the other side. I wonder if that goes through its head. What do you think, Seb?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree? I think it's probably pondering what's on the other side of the mountain.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations. Is the grass greener on the other side? Is there more water? Should I go that way? Interesting. The wonders of life. The questions we ask ourselves. But I think we're going to leave our lizards to enjoy their love lair and to make sure that they have some privacy, because if the one's gone inside, we don't want to be spoilers and to be those creepy people watching. So we're going to carry on and see what else we can go and find. I think it's almost time to start heading back towards our big Birmingham boy. It's getting to that time that the sun's starting to dip and the right time for him to start waking up. So I think that's going to be our plan from here. And hopefully we will get lucky with an awake Birmingham boy that gives us a little vocalizing in terms of trying to establish his territory. That was cool, Seb.
Very cool.
Well done.
I haven't had a monitor sighting in a while.
So Seb's saying he hasn't had a monitor sighting in a while. Seb, I don't think I have either, to be honest. I really haven't had a monitor sighting in quite a while. And that was a very nice one. Not to have just one, but two, and have a little lair there. It's very, very, very interesting. I wonder if that hole gets used by other things. Ooh, Ollie, most definitely. Lions and leopards go after monitor lizards fairly regularly. I've seen many leopards eating monitor lizards. They do love a monitor lizard, particularly young males. So we've seen Shongile catch a monitor lizard before. So she's not a young male, but she has caught one. And Hassan, I'm 100% sure at some point has caught one. I'm sure of it. I'm just trying to think. I've seen Mvula eat a monitor lizard. I've seen Lamula eat a monitor lizard. Anderson with a monitor lizard. Shavona Kele. Who else? There was a female leopard on the Sabi River. She also had a monitor lizard once. So most definitely lions, not as much. It's generally because there's more lions and so more mouths to feed, and a monitor lizard doesn't really go very far when it comes to a pride of lions. But they definitely will from time to time go after those kind of things. So you will see that. But leopards, absolutely, that's very much part of their diet. Right, now, Miss McCurdy, let's think where Tayla might have gone from her last position. I think she might be... I think she's going to be heading towards sort of central, that area. That's what I'm going to guess. But let's go across and see where she is and whether she can predict where we're going to go next.
Tristan, you are so off where I'm going. It's scary. It's almost like you can't see me. Ha ha ha. We are almost at Treehouse Dam. We're just about to pop out of Treehouse Dam now. I'm trying to think where you're going. Well, you're obviously going to Impala Plains where the Birmingham boy is. That wasn't too difficult. We'll quickly check the dam, see if there's anything happening there. And then a request from the very chatty Craig. Craig has said to me, aka Batman, he's said to me that he wants to go and check the old hyena den or Philemon's cut line because he thinks there's going to be a leopard there. So we will go and check that den. And Craig, what is your punishment if there's no leopard? And then what will be my punishment if there is a leopard? Full of excuses. He says that was earlier, the leopard's probably gone now. That's not going to cut it, I'm afraid, Craig. So I think you should start sending through your punishments. If we go across to that den and there's no a leopard there, what do you think Craig should do? Should we have a look at those Egyptian geese? It's quite pretty with the golden light shining on them. And I suppose we need to pay attention to the Egyptian geese too, as they paddle along. That's very romantic, don't you think, going for an evening swim? It's very nice. And the wind is also starting to drop now, which is quite good for us. Turtle doves calling. There's actually quite a few different birds around here. If you look, Craig, it's quite far away, but on the top left-hand corner of the dam, there's a blacksmith lapwing that's running quite a bit, and it was chasing, I can only imagine, a three-banded plover, but we've actually seen quite a bit of the blacksmith lapwings today in terms of how territorial they can actually be. Now, the three most common birds we see around the watering holes are, well, the first one we saw, the Egyptian goose, and then of course this blacksmith lapwing and the three-banded plover. You'd think that they'd all just get along because they're constantly in, well, I suppose cahoots with each other. They're all feeding at the dam. They all live at the dam, go into the water. You know, the Egyptian geese use the dam to swim in. The other two don't swim, but they wade through the water, often looking for things to eat, and they nest quite close by. Why can't we all just get along? But no, they've got to chase each other about. And even though the three-banded plover, there is one. Where is it gone? There was one just down here, but I don't know. Let me see if I go forward if we can get another view of it. They are also quite cheeky. Don't let their size fool you, because I've seen them chasing starlings and all sorts of things around. Oh, there it is. We'll have a look at it now. Just tiny little bird. Can you see it, Craig? There we go. Nice reflection as well. But just one on its own. We'll start keeping an eye out for nests. I was talking about this the other day. In the next month or two, we should start seeing the birds getting together and start constructing nests, though a three-banded plover and a nest of the blacksmith lapwing isn't really, or doesn't need much constructing. They just make a little scrape in the ground. I've actually found three-banded plover nests before. I think I've actually got some photos of a female sitting on the eggs, which was quite cool. Now, as you watch this, Dakosa, you're wondering, when do blacksmith lapwings breed? Well, I'm not actually sure. I'm gonna check for you. I'll check on my bird app, but I'm gonna take a guess first. I'm going to say around October. Let's go lapwings, and then we'll find out blacksmith. And we need to scroll all the way down to breeding. Where is the breeding? Foraging and food breeding. Right. They say, I'm reading here, let's just check. No, nest, yeah. We know that's close. Here we go, laying dates. Ah, okay. So I'm going to actually just read a little study here that they've done. So laying dates year round, but 82% of 179 nests that they observed nested between July and October. So we might actually see a bit of it now, which is quite interesting. You see, that's what's so great about these apps, and it's the same thing in the books. They do give you some information about various studies that they've done. Now imagine the poor people who had to sit and watch and observe 179 different pairs of blacksmith lapwings to come up with this, but very interesting though. They say in Zimbabwe it's slightly different, so that's just north of us. They're from April to September, and in South Africa, the peak is between August and September, actually, so I'm a little bit late. So I think it just depends on what's going on with the weather and all that type of thing. Food availability will definitely play a big role into it. So quite interesting. So maybe now, like I said, in the next month or two, we should start keeping an eye on. We must really make a concerted effort to see if we can find some of the nests of the ground-dwelling birds. Right, let's carry on. Now, Alice, you said you've got some punishments that everyone is sending through for Craig. Let's hear them. Terence, you said that Craig should do an animal call. Okay, that's quite a good one. And I reckon if he does though, he's going to have to do it on camera too. This is the greatest one so far. Linda, you said that Craig should then roar like a lion. Okay. Anyone else give any inputs there? I'm scanning for leopards now. Craig's laughing at this one now too. George, you said that Craig should be on camera for at least 10 seconds. My goodness, he might panic. I don't know what will happen to Craig. Craig, will you just freeze? You were on camera for quite long today, sneakily, when it flashed, the presenter light, which you can't see, is just sitting below the camera, was flashing at me. It was speaking in code. Okay, but now, Alice, did anybody send in any punishment for me if we get there and there is a leopard at that hyena den? Because you all know I'll probably just do the punishment anyway. Oh, Beard, you said if I'm incorrect and there is a leopard there, I must sing you a song. Is that really punishment? Because I feel like I do that anyway, and I'm always up for a song. Right, let's go towards the den though. We're slightly off. We're just coming off onto Shibamu, and then we need to jump onto Philemon's cut line, and we'll go back that way. We're just going to go over these roots from the trees that have sort of coming out of the ground. And they do make us bump about a bit. Okay, so interesting. So we've got a couple of torture methods more for Craig than for me. I like the whole thing about putting Craig on camera. I think it shouldn't be so short though. 10 seconds? That's very short, but we maybe could extend it. Maybe Craig will have to sing us a song. Oh, John, you've said a bush moonwalk. I'm just going to do a bush moonwalk anyway for me, just because I want to. I don't know if I know how to moonwalk though, but we'll give it a bash. Normally I can do it in my socks along the pathways. Craig, I'm doing it sideways. But I need props. I can't do things without props. I have a prop. I made a promise. I said, do I still have it? Yes. For the flies, but it's also going to be used in the moonwalk. I don't know if I don't know how to moonwalk, but we'll just go. I'm not sliding. Someone's going to come here and think that a rhino has scraped along the ground, because now we've basically made the territorial marking. Once a rhinoceros has sprayed its urine up against a shrub, typically it drags its feet like that. And then can I just show you a Tirstan move? We'll actually have to ask him to show you. I don't know why he does that, but whenever he feels like he's the more dominant one, it's really funny. He does this thing where he like kicks the ground as if he's a rhino too. Please ask him to do it. It's hilarious to watch. I always have a good chuckle when he pulls out one of those. Well, we'll keep my fly swatter. There we go. John, bush moonwalk just for you. Not very exciting. I probably should have sung a song with it, but not today. Maybe a song later tonight. Who knows? Okay. Craig, are you ready to be on camera for 10 seconds? You better start thinking or preparing yourself now. Well, I hope I'm wrong though. I really do hope that we find a leopard. Alice, are you still there? Did you enjoy my moonwalk? I didn't even get any feedback. That's why Alice was quiet. She was trying to. But please ask Tirstan, or one of you who are watching, put the request through and ask Tirstan to show you the little scrape kickback thing that he does every now and then. Maybe he can describe to you when he does it. I don't actually know why he does it, but sometimes at the end of conversations and when he's walking around, I think it's to be dramatic. But it is so funny. It's really quite hilarious to watch. Craig, you know what we should have done though? Is we should have brought the hacky sack out, and as your punishment you would have had to have done hacky sack in front of everybody. Seen how often you could have bounced it on your leg and on your foot, on your head, and these types of things. That would have been a great punishment as well. Roshni, you said that Craig must be praying that there's a leopard at the den. Yes, most certainly. He's starting to get nervous and he keeps looking behind himself, so I wonder if he's ready to just jump off of the back of the car and run and leave me all to my own. Maybe he's just going to pull his cape up. Batman does have a cape and he's going to fly. Well, he doesn't fly. Batman doesn't fly. What does he use? He uses all sorts of gadgets. So maybe he'll... I can't even think of the terms. Craig, help me out here. What are those things that they shoot? And then like a grapple hook. Shoot out a grapple hook and then he'll go swinging from Marula to Marula. Sort of like a modern day Tarzan, I suppose, but in a Batman costume. Now I did ask Craig, do you have a beard? I can't remember. Yes, he does. So Craig's got, you'll see just now, Craig's beard. And I keep telling him that he should totally cut the whole Batman sign out. I saw a really interesting picture the other day and I shared it with him. Not impressed, but I think it would be quite nice to do a Batman moustache. Craig, we're almost there. Are you ready? Right, we're not too far. We're about 200 meters or so. So I'll just pick the pace up just a little bit so we get to this hyena den. We might as well get this over and done with now. I'm so excited. I'm really hoping that there's not a leopard just so that we can tease Craig, but then I'm also hoping that there is a leopard because I'd quite like to see some spots. I'm sure you would all like to see some spots, and Craig would of course like to film them. So it would actually be in our interest if there was a leopard there. Okay, I can see the turn off. We're almost there. Have you started sweating yet, Craig? Not yet. Okay. Craig is adamant that he said this quite a while ago. It's not that long ago, because if you saw me driving across the dam wall, that's actually when Craig mentioned it. Then we got sidetracked. We just had to go and check Treehouse Dam first. Of course, there wasn't much there besides birds. Okay, Craig, we're approaching the den now. And you know what? I don't see any leopard or hyena tracks on the ground either. You better hope that they've taken an animal pathway here. I'm so excited for this. Oh, okay. Are you looking carefully? Because you might get lucky and spot one in the tree. Let's go right up to the old hyena den. No tracks on the ground, I'm afraid. Oh, look, Craig. Where's your leopard now?
I think it's inside.
Craig says he thinks the leopard is inside there. What did you say? See the tip of the tail disappear down into the burrow?
I'm not too sure.
Okay, Craig, you've lost. No, Alice, we're not giving Craig the benefit of the doubt. None. Come on, show yourself to everybody, please, Craig. Come on. Megan, everyone in Final Control is backing me up now. You can just sit there and turn the camera sideways. Oh, don't act like you haven't. You know that you've done it. And he's looking very sharp as he's got his sunglasses on, his hat, his headphones. Whew, you're all in for a treat. Now you have to find yourself, Craig. How often do you get to film yourself? 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, 5. Oh yes. Okay, there we go. Craig, you're going to do the link out. Craig doesn't want to do the link out. Right, I don't know what's going on now. He played ball, so well done for showing good sportsmanship. But enough being silly. Let's go across to Tirstan. And it actually sounds like he's got an animal.
I don't have an animal at all. I'm just laughing at the thoughts of Craig being on camera for 10 seconds, and I'm sure that wasn't 10 seconds as well. Craig is being another story. But Tayla is asking me to do my kick of disdain, is what we shall call it, and it comes out of the leaf book of the book of rhinos, and this is what rhinos do. And what you need for this, for maximum drama and effect, is a setting glowing African sun. You need a dusty sandy road like we have in front of us over here, and then, well, you need somebody to irritate you to the point where you are over them completely and you just feel like sorting them out without saying anything to them whatsoever. And the way that one does that is one positions themselves strategically close to said person. You generally don't want to face them because you are now thoroughly fed up with them, so you turn yourself around and you basically, with a foul swoop of the leg, kick sand and dust at them and then just stride off without saying one word, and they won't have any idea what's going on, but I can tell you that they will be completely shocked at what's gone on and they'll leave you alone. And so that's the way you do it, and I do it every now and then when I'm in camp. When there's something that's slightly irritating, I just do it and walk away, and it seems to work most times. Now, this afternoon we've had Tayla McCurdy doing a moon dance. We've done me kicking dirt all over everywhere with the setting sun. We've had Craig on camera, and there's one other person here that's getting away with murder, and it's not Oscar Pistorius or O.J. Simpson. It's Sebastian Romby on the back of the vehicle. Now, I reckon, hashtag Safari Live, what do we want Sebastian to do this afternoon? Because, well, we've seen Craig, we've had a dance from Tayla. I reckon Sebastian should be doing a rap for us. In fact, I have the best thing, Sebastian. Let's do a rap for Alex's birthday. So for those of you who don't know, it is Alex the genius that is our tech here, well, one of our, probably our primary tech. His birthday today, all the way in the Masai Mara. Alex is celebrating his birthday, and so Seb, because you are a man of mystery and a man of international prowess, and you've come from far afield and you speak the foreign languages, I think that you should maybe sing a happy birthday to Alex with a Russian accent. Yes? Come on, Seb. We can do the Spur birthday song. Do you know the Spur birthday song? Eh?
Kind of.
Kind of. So it goes like this. It's very easy. I will mouth the words for you. It goes, I don't know. There we go.
Can you?
I can film. You just tell me what I must do. There we go. All right, Seb.
Okay, Alex, this is for you, my friend. In French or in English?
Do it in French, actually. Let's give him a French happy birthday.
Then it's not gonna rhyme.
Okay, well then do whatever you want to do.
Okay, let's try the Spur song.
Okay.
Alright. Yo, 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 Alex. You don't need to worry. You don't need to fear. It only happens once a year. Happy birthday, my friend. You, my crew.
Awesome. Well done, Seb. Well done, Seb. So there we go. We've done a happy birthday for Alex. There we go, Alex. I hope you have had a wonderful day and continue to have a good evening. I'm sure you will, with the crew around you. I'm 100% sure that only water and fruit juice is being consumed this evening, and everything will be very calm, and you'll go to bed early, as that's how things roll in this camp. So I'm pretty sure you'll have a wonderful evening ahead. And like I say, from all the Djuma team, I know Alice is also saying happy birthday, and Megan and Connor and even Mama Z, Happiness, Believe, they've all said happy birthday. So I hope you have a wonderful day, Alex. There we go. What's the Russian for happy birthday? Does anyone know? Hang on, actually, I think somebody sent it earlier, but I'm not sure. We'll have to ask FC. Alice, this can be your contribution. What is Russian for happy birthday? Okay, we'll have to get Alex on the phone. Somebody's going to have to phone Alex, and he's going to have to tell us what's going on and how this all is. We should have got him on the phone to show him this, or got him to watch for a bit. Now, of course, we've messed around. I've got so much soil in my shoes that I almost need to get rid of it. So I'm going to just kind of try and shake it while I'm driving, because we're trying to get to our male line before he disappears. Hold on. This is not working. So my shoes have got soil everywhere in them now. It's the problem when you find a very dusty spot, is that you get lots of soil coming out.
That's why rhinos are barefoot.
That's why rhinos are barefoot, exactly. Well done. So what I'm going to try and do is just quickly, secretly, while we're driving, take my shoes off and quickly get them out and not stop driving. Let's see if I can manage. Hopefully I won't crash. Don't worry, Seb. I can do this with my eyes closed even, I think. Oh, there we go. Shoe off. Sand out. Alright, now to get the shoe back on and laces tied. That's going to be a bit more interesting. Seb. There we go. Hold on, I think we've done it. Woohoo! Okay, but laces are not tied, so one has to then use the steering wheel and control with the calf and the forearm in unison to tie one's shoes. Oopsie, let's not crash. There we go, guys. Look, I got it right. I even tied my shoe while driving. Don't do this at home, kids. If there are kids watching, please don't do this. This is not good to be doing at all. It's something that should only be done on roads such as these, where there's nothing that you can really wreck or hurt, although there are many trees around. So please don't do that at home. Also notice when I put my leg up there that my shoes are rather dusty. I must actually give them a little dust bath. Right, Seb, one last bump, and we're over. There we go. That's got to be the most evil bump in the world. I remember one time driving along here, and we were doing a bushwalk, and we had walked around quarantine for a while, so we decided that we would go and drive and try and see if we couldn't find somewhere else to walk. And I was with Wiem, and I was driving the Mahindra, and the Mahindra is well, not known as the most comfortable vehicle. In fact, it's similar to probably bareback riding a rhinoceros at full tilt. So not very unpleasant experience whatsoever. And I remember going over that bump and the Nhenha flew into the air and down. And I just looked back and the stare that was coming at me from Wiem, I reckon he could have pierced through my brain from back there. He was just sort of this stern stare, and I was very scared after that. I had to say sorry to Wiem very quickly because that bump must have hurt since he was on the back of the Nhenha. Now, the sun is starting to set. We're approaching our male line, but Tayla McCurdy is proving that she's not a one-trick pony, and she too can drive while changing shoes.
I don't really want to. I was just seeing if I could, and then Alice said, now I have to do it. Oh my goodness. Okay, done. Did I do it quicker than Tirstan? I feel like we should have a race in shoe tying without driving. Yeah, I'm nimble. Super. Actually, no, let's just not continue that conversation. Let's carry on. Right, we're going to look at the sun now. We're going to find a beautiful view of the sun. Just trying to think. What should we do to be creative, Craig? That's so pretty. Wow. I don't know if it's going to look like how I want it to, but, well, Craig can maybe make it happen. He's able to do all sorts of wonderful miracles. I thought that was very nice. With that marula tree and the sun behind it, all we need now is a leopard in one of those branches. But that to me actually looks like the tree of life, where the branches have all sort of poking out towards the edges. I think that is very, very pretty. What do you think, Craig? You think it's good? Okay. Not the best. You may have had a better one yesterday. That was very pretty. Right, well, we're going to go from this sunset across to Tristan's sunset, and we'll see whose is better.
Well, Tayla, I can imagine wherever you may be on this reserve, you might have a beautiful sunset, but does your sunset include a golden-maned Birmingham boy lying underneath it? So that's where our sun is just starting to set, and below him in a tree just to our right, there lies Nhenha, who has moved all of about, I would say, 1 centimeter with the one leg. Otherwise, he has not moved at all since the last time we were here. Oh, there's an ear movement. That's exciting. So we're still waiting for our Birmingham boy, but it is beautiful. We've got the sun setting, male lion lying under the tree, and it's that time of the day now where hopefully he's going to just start to simmer and start to sort of move around and maybe wake up. And I'm hoping that we are going to see him at least belt out a roar like Tinyo did yesterday. He's got some competition, and since we're all doing theatrics this afternoon, I would imagine that it would be good for Nhenha to arrive in the same situation and to join our party and to tell Alex he says happy birthday with a big loud roar. I'm sure Alex would appreciate that. But for now, still very sleepy. The other nice thing about our sunset is that it's all to ourselves with this lion, which is fantastic. I thought we might have a few vehicles here, but luckily the Torchwood Pride has been in Buffelshoek for the last few days, and the Nkumas have also been up there, and that's meant that people have pretty much had their fill of lions up that side, and so they're not rushing down this way to come and see what's going on. Nice just to stop for a second and enjoy. There is something very special about living in this part of the world. The sun sets, the sun rises, and this afternoon we've joked around and we've messed around and we've told stories about things, and you know, we really are fortunate to do what we do, and it really is the singular best job that I could possibly do. It's something that really, I wake up every day and I'm happy. We were talking about it just now, that we're super fortunate to be able to do what we do. So a sun with a oh boy, are you going to wake up anytime soon? It's amazing just how much these guys can sleep. You know, it's So Paul, you say both of our sunsets have special meaning. Well, that's a good way to look at it. I think so. I think, you know, wherever Tayla is, she certainly is probably feeling very much the same as we are, that it is amazing just to be gaze to be able to know that you're in a place where there's still wild animals and the wilderness, and so whether you're sitting with a lion or just sitting on a road enjoying that, it is pretty special either way. So I'm sure Taylor's is just as fantastic as what ours is. I was just giving her a bit of needle because, well, that's what Tayla and I do. We give each other trouble all the time. Much like all of us, really. We all just have a good laugh about things and have a bit of fun and banter between us all. That's one of the other nice things about working at Safari Live, is that it is a very tight-knit group of people, and everyone really gets along with one another and is always out for the best interests of each other, and they look after each other. And while we do banter with one another, it's kind of like a family. You don't sort of give the guys trouble, because everyone will stand up for each other even if they sort of give each other grief during the day. So it is nice to be a part of that. It's one of the few places I've worked where there's such a tight-knit feeling between everybody, and that includes all the guys in the Mara as well as down here in Djuma. And I hope many of the others in the Mara and all of them feel the exact same way. I'm sure they do. Tayla had a long chat to some of them in the Mara last night, and it was quite fun. At one point we had Rebecca on the phone while we all had dinner, and it was just as though she was there with us. So it was a very cool evening and a good way to do things. Which reminds me, actually, that Brent phoned me today and I missed his call, so I'm going to have to try and phone him a little bit later. Seb, I'm going to move so that you're not so far away, and we can try and see if we can't get a little bit more creative with our Birmingham boy and some of the angles that we view him. Oh, he moved his leg, Sebastian. Can you believe that? Exactly, Roshni. Wakey, wakey, kitty. Yes, big boy, it's time to wake up. Yes, those eyes can start opening. Now, I know you've had a long day, but come on now. It's time for you to wake up. We're all wanting to see you. He is going to be amazing when he wakes up. He's got such a beautiful mane, this male. I always love when he stands up. He's got this big mane. Seb, you know what? I actually think if you just hold that shot, I'll try put some spotlight on a little bit for you, just to fill that in a little bit. So for those that want screenshots, sunset and a line, just give me 2 seconds so that I can get my light and just give you a bit of full light so that the line comes out a little bit better. Is it going to work? Not really, eh? But how's that for a screenshot? Male lion, sunset, that is quintessential Africa right there. Well, in my eyes anyway. Very cool. But he is absolutely fast asleep. Come on, boy. It's time for you to wake up now. So you can see it's just difficult with the sort of the darkness of where he's lying as opposed to the brightness of the sun means that we have to make him a little darker. Although, what if we put... So that is very pretty. Well done, Seb.
It's dark on the screen, but...
Yeah, it is a little bit dark, but I do have a way of maybe making it a little lighter. So I'm just going to try and see if I can't. How's that, Seb? Is that a bit better or not really? There we go. So we just put our side light on, which should help to just sort of bring out the shadow a bit of our male lion in the foreground. But that's as peaceful as it gets, I would imagine. Now, like I say, it is a peaceful scene, but once he starts to vocalize, that peace and quiet will be absolutely shattered, and everybody around here will know exactly who's boss of this area. So it's going to be so nice just to sit here and wait for that darkness to set in, and then hopefully for his roars to fill the air. It would be a lovely way to finish off a beautiful day out here, and, well, quite an entertaining one too. Here's a perfect picture for a one-word tweet as well. Hashtag Safari Live, one-word tweet. What do you think of this picture and what this makes you feel as a viewer at home? Because for Seb and I, it's pretty speechless is probably what I would... Well, not speechless, breathtaking. That's what I'm going to go with. Seb?
Yeah.
What do you want to use?
Amazing.
Amazing. So you're going to go with amazing. Alright, so there we go. Colourful? That's a nice one. I like that one too. That is very, very, very pretty.
It's just going to get better and better.
As Seb says, yeah, it's going to get better and better as that sun starts dipping. There's a few wispy clouds actually that have just started to come in as well, and those might start picking up a bit of the light of the sunset. The sun itself is going to go into this orange orb, and it really is becoming so spectacular. It's going to be a very, very pretty way to finish our day, Sebastian. So John, you say lion-esque. I would say that's a perfect way to describe the situation. It is most definitely lion-esque. I would say that that is as good a description as any so far. It's amazing. The sun is also perfectly kind of situated just to the right of him, which is fantastic. Really kind of makes him stand out quite a bit. And just look at the purples that are starting to develop now in the background there as well. It's really very pretty. I might see if I can. Christine, grateful. That's a very nice one. I like that one too, Christine, because I think we're all very grateful that we get to be able to spend time doing this. And like I was saying earlier, even for us as staff here, we love the fact that we are able to show all of you exactly what we do out there and on this ride as we go through the African bush and spend our time that we do it. So, Lady Starfire, you say magical. Well, I agree, it is a magical scene, isn't it? It's one of those scenes that you would kind of wish to see and hope that you get to see in your life, and I'm just glad that we've been able to show it all to you. Like I say, we've taken a few little illegal photos which we'll try and post at some stage on my Twitter account. So, but look at that sun, is just getting better and better, as Seb says. Wow. Amazing. Now I would imagine that once that sun's down, we're going to have a situation where this guy is probably going to start to wake up. And that will be fantastic for us. And I hope when he does get up that he does walk deeper into Djuma and not so much down into Arathusa side. So, sorry Alice, I was talking and I didn't hear that. You said Roshni said? Ah, Roshni, indeed, meditating. It is, just stopping for a second just to appreciate the beauty of the world. It's something I suppose we should do more often, and it is like meditating. I actually should stop talking so that you can meditate to the sounds of nature as well. Wow. Very special, that's for sure. You can see the clouds I was talking about now, just in the top left of that frame, starting to pick up a bit of a color from that sunset. But I don't think there is many better ways to end a day than what you're seeing right now. I certainly don't know of any. Maybe with a leopard, but I'm biased. They've given up on us today. The leopards have decided today is not the day they want to be seen. Yesterday and today they wanted some time off. So they're going to be back for the weekend in time to kind of get going. Maybe it was party Thursday for them, and so they celebrated Wednesday and Thursday on the town, and they'll be back home on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and well, for all the days going forward. That would be nice. So Natalie, you're asking whether I like the sunrise or the sunset the most. That's a tough one. depends what I'm doing, Natalie, to be honest. On safari, sunrise. I tell you why. The reason why I like the sunrise is because it brings about a new day. It's exciting because we don't know what's been out there, what's been happening in the night. It's like decoding a mystery when you're out here. There's tracks, there's sort of freshness, there's lots that might have happened during the night, and it's the unknown. That's what really I like about being out in the sort of sunrise. And just watching a new day breaking is always very pleasant. But if I'm on leave and I'm with family and friends, and there really is few better things than having a apple juice with family and friends and enjoying a sunset. So, Tula Ann, you say supercalifragilistic for your one-word tweet, and I think that's the winner for today. I would say that's a lovely way to describe what we have just witnessed. And Seb, I like this shot. That's beautiful of it just going down behind that tree. So Tucker, you're also coming out with the super duper. So the two of you have used the super as a part of your one-word tweet, and I like them both. So well done, both of you. You're both 5 years old, and I hope that you're having a nice day wherever you are, and that you are enjoying the sun setting and the male lion as much as Sebastian and I are enjoying it. And thank you very much for sending through your one-word tweet. I always appreciate it when we hear from the younger generation. It's definitely very hopeful when we know that younger people are watching, because hopefully we'll inspire them to be able to look after the planet going forward, and to be able to get out here and see all of these things at some point in their lives, or to be able to experience nature wherever they may be. If they can't get to Africa just in their own backyard, there's often beautiful places within reach of everywhere, and trees and nature, and so hopefully. Now, Di, you say all we need is a roar, and well, I agree, Di. If he had roared while that sun was going down, it would have been the best soundtrack that one could have asked for. But he's definitely, his lip has been twitching a little bit, so I know he's probably fast asleep, but you see his eyes starting to open slightly. I think he's starting to think about stirring. It's definitely cooled right off now. The light is going, and I think he's going to start thinking about waking up. There you can see the eye is slightly open. Not fully, he's just keeping a little look at us. Oh, a little twitch. The grass is, you see the grass is twitching his eye. So the grass is just touching the hair on the corner of the eye, and that's what's making his eye twitch a little bit. Well, we're definitely going to sit with him and make sure that we spend as much time as possible, in fact all the time that we've got left this afternoon, and hope that he does bless us with a roar and give us a beautiful sort of show of just how intense it is. And while we do that, Tayla McCurdy is around, out and about, and I wonder if she's asked Craig for any more predictions, or if she's got a prediction of her own as to where the spotted cats might be.
Oh my gosh, look, I just saw rhino tracks. Look, Craig, look, a scrape mark from a rhino in front of us. Jokes. That's from me. That was where I did the moonwalk earlier. We're back on the same road. Right, off we go back towards... Okay, everybody had a mild heart attack there, don't worry. It was just my scrape marks. We just had Shibamu pads. That's where I got out and I did the moonwalk earlier. Now we're going to go towards Treehouse Dam again. I want to just keep checking around here, because we did have those young male leopard tracks. They crossed south into a little gowrie this morning, but because it's nice and cool now, I'm sure they're out walking about, and you never know when they're going to cross back into the property. So we will just continue checking. We have to go over those big roots again. We have to do that very slowly. Goodness, they're quite large. Right, let's go. There's so many good trees around here as well for leopards to sort of rest up in. And at one point, I'm actually missing the leopard sightings we were having around here. For about 2 or 3 weeks, there was always a leopard at Treehouse Dam. But they seem to have moved on from this area now. I wonder if there are any changes that have happened. But quite fantastic that you're spending so much time with that male lion. And I hope that he does do a big roar for you, Tirstan, because I don't know when the last time you heard a lion roar, especially while you were live. It's so exciting. Well, it's just exciting in general, but it'll be nice if we could have 2 roaring lions twice in 2 days. It'd be quite good. Okay, off you go, turtle dove. Oh, hello, Impala. A couple of Impala around, just a few ladies. My girls just running through the long grass. I wonder if they've gone for a drink yet. Have you gone for a drink? No response. Okay, let's go have a look. We're just about to arrive at Treehouse Dam now. Straight away I can see some Impala walking across the dam wall. Some Waterbuck. Oh, there's some Waterbuck and Kudu drinking. Okay, we'll take those animals. We'll just go around. I'm going to try and go in as quietly as we can because I don't want them to run away from me. Are they Waterbuck? They're Impala. No, don't finish drinking yet. One on Sean in front of us. Well, 1.5 horned Sean. Off we go. We'll just pop into the dam like this. I'm actually going to turn the car off and we'll just roll in. Rusty, could you make any more noise? I think we just missed the animals having a drink. They look like they're possibly taking their last sip as we arrive, but a nice family of Kudu. Beautiful young and up and coming bull. 2 rather large cows, and then of course some more youngsters. You're starting to hear all the birds singing. You were listening to the, well, not the dawn chorus, but the evening song with Tirstan as the sun was going down. They're also all starting to sing this side. We need to plan it one day when we are in the Mulwati at this time, because it'll be beautiful to hear the robins all making a bit of noise. Some Impala rams too. Now you can see how much smaller an Impala is compared to a Kudu, and that's not even a fully grown Kudu either. He's still very young. Down he goes. Our Egyptian geese is still swimming around. I thought I just heard voices. Maybe there's a vehicle coming this way. There are some ground hornbills calling. Let's go find the ground hornbills. They sound quite far from here. I don't know if you'll hear them. Just trying to think from here. Where are we going to go? I think maybe towards Quarantine. I'm trying to think. Savage's track. Sorry, now I'm thinking out loud again. It was quite far, maybe on the other side of the dam. Or can anybody hear the southern ground hornbills calling on the dam cam? Perhaps you can switch over and have a little listen for me. That would give me an idea. You can hashtag Safari Live, either yay or nay, if you can hear the hornbills calling. I'm trying to think, maybe we'll go back around this side again. And we'll start heading in that direction. It sounds like it's probably more towards Vuyatela Dam side. Would be nice to have a look at them. Maybe we can do southern ground hornbills in infrared, because at this time they should already be up in the trees getting ready to roost for the night, and then we can't put a spotlight on them, of course, so it'd be quite nice. I don't think we've ever had southern ground hornbills in infrared before. That might be something new, even though I'd prefer to have a leopard in a tree. I'll take hornbills if I can get hornbills. This is such a great road as well. Like I was saying earlier, we used to always see so many leopards around and about here. Now Roshni, you said you'd love to see the ground hornbills on a dead tree. That would be perfect, especially at this time with this light. It would actually be quite gorgeous, though the light is fading fairly quickly, so we need to pick up the pace. So what I'll do is I'll get towards Philemon's cut line again, and then we'll stop and we'll have another listen and hope that they're still singing their beautiful song, and then we can try and pinpoint them, pinpoint the direction that the sound is coming from again. Maybe they're on quarantine. Are there any responses coming through, Alice, about so that anyone could hear the hornbills on the dam cam? Oh, still thinking. I hope everyone's still listening. Thinking won't make you hear the hornbills. Oh, well, maybe. Hang on. I often make up sounds in my head, but now I'm also thinking maybe... Oh, I found them. Got them. It was closer than I expected. There's one. Do you see it, Craig? I'm going to look for another gap. That was magical. I can't believe we managed to find them. Now let's just hope it doesn't fly away. We've just got to look here. It might not be the clearest view. I see it. Ooh, we'll do an obstructed view just to get one shot of it, and then we'll try and find a gap again. Now, Roshni, I know you said you wanted to see the hornbill in the tree. Oh, have I parked right behind it? Let me go forward. Can you see it through there? No, still okay. Stay there, Craig. I'm going to go forward. Okay, you're going to see the camera just shake slightly. I just want to go forward to get this gap. There we go. There's the southern ground hornbill in a dead tree as requested, Roshni. Anything else? Of course, by pure chance. And we'll see it's not singing at the moment, and the others aren't singing either. I can imagine they will be scattered amongst the various trees. There is, yeah, you can see sort of bottom right. You can see that there is another one. And I wonder if it's not the family of 5 that we often see around here. And as soon as they start singing again, I'll go quiet, I promise. But that doesn't look like a very comfortable tree to roost in. It's having a scratch. That's what it was doing there, lifting its foot, not trying to do a balancing act. Well, I suppose it was trying to do a balancing act. But I wonder if it's going to stay there or if they're going to find a different tree. Now, when you are big, like a southern ground hornbill, they're not the smallest bird. You need to try and find a tree that doesn't have too many, of course, leaves on it. Elaine, you said you didn't hear the hornbills on the dam cam, but you did hear screaming francolins. I believe you 100%. I feel like as though sometimes that's the only sound that a francolin can make, is when it starts shouting. Oh, beautiful. Off it goes. Let's see if we can get another gap. Perhaps if we go along Rebecca's road, we might get another view. I'm not sure, though. They're flying off in that direction. Red Brick Films, you said that I'm spoiling Roshni. I am. How great is that? Nature played its part. We're going to get a nice view of them. They're all sitting in what looks like a dead knobthorn. I'm just trying to think, is Rebecca's road going to be the right choice? We'll stop here. We'll have a quick look. Can you see them there? They actually just look like, there, you can see where they're flying. They're all flying to the next tree. We'll watch from the distance, and then we'll try and find a new spot. They're all sitting in different trees. And then if you go to the left, Craig, there we go. That tree here, this one, they're in there. There's one sitting on the edge. Is that one? Yeah, there's 2. I think there's 2 in there still. Let's see if the other ones are going to fly and join the rest of the flock. There they go. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look how graceful they are. Oh, wow. Now, Sylvia, you want me to tell you what they sound like? I'll try, but I will play the call for you while you sit here. They go do 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 do. That probably doesn't sound anything like a hornbill. Let me play the call rather, Sylvia. I think that will be the better option. H for hornbill, and then we need to go scroll. Okay, you ready? You can watch the birds. They're so beautiful. So that's my phone making that noise. That was not those hornbills calling. But there we go, Sylvia. Now you know what a southern ground hornbill sounds like. They've got a beautiful tune, and it's not loud and sort of overbearing like the sound of a turtle dove. That turtle dove call really does dominate, and it drowns out the rest of the bird calls. Craig, I've just seen one of your family members. There's a bat flying above us. It's so cool. Oh, let's see if it comes back around. Maybe it's going to come this way. I don't know how difficult it's going to be to try and catch it. Look very carefully. There's a bat flying around. There it is. Go, Craig, go. Is that your brother or your sister? It's very small. It's so difficult. It's tiny, this little bat. But it must be smaller. My hands are filthy again from the steering wheel. It must be smaller than the size of my hand, but it's just flying around us. Now, probably one of the microcarpters, the insect-eating bats. Let's reposition. Let's see if we can get a better view of these hornbills, a slightly closer one. I reckon if we just go very quietly along Rebecca's road, we might be able to sneak up towards them and maybe get some silhouetted shots of the southern ground hornbill. The light is so beautiful now. It is so pretty. Actually, we could probably do from here. Should we try a quick one here? And then we'll go closer. We'll just have a quick look from here in case they fly away, just so that you can get your silhouetted shots. It'll be from a distance, of course. But I can only count 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. 3 southern ground hornbills. Maybe there's 2 more lurking on some other trees. But we're going to go around now and try and reposition and see if we can get a closer look. George, you said that they are so hard to get on camera. They are indeed. It is very difficult. That's why we have to take these opportunities and view from a distance. Craig, should we show them the beautiful sunset very quickly? How gorgeous is that? There's an opportunity for a screensaver. That is magical. But I'm going to leave you with this view, and hopefully we'll get a closer view of the southern ground hornbill sitting up in that knobthorn tree. We know Tirstan is sitting with Nhenha, one of the Birmingham boys. I wonder if he's starting to wake up.
Well, Tayla, if there's a screenshot or a desktop, there we go. That's about as good a desktop as I can muster. There's a male lion and probably one of the most beautiful skies that we've had in a while. Those clouds have really come alive with colours. And so I think between the ground hornbills and our beautiful Birmingham boy, we're in for an absolute treat this sunset. Isn't that a beautiful scene? Very, very nice. And he's still fast asleep. He moved his head a little bit, you may have noticed, but otherwise still fairly sleepy. sleepy. There's been a few little grunts here and there, and like I say, he did move his head a little bit, so I'm hoping he is going to wake up fairly shortly. It would be really nice if we do get a big bellowing roar coming from him at some point in the next little bit. He's starting to run out of time though. You've got 20 minutes, my boy, to start waking up. And it was around this time yesterday that Nhenha started to wake up and started to really get going and started to kind of start calling. So I imagine it will be a similar thing with Nhenha. It's still a little on the early side. In fact, I remember yesterday I got to the hyena den at about 6:45, and that's when he roared for the first time. So still got a bit of time to be as punctual as his coalition member. But wow, what a way to finish our day, that's for sure. Now I'm going to take the spotlight off him because I only put the spotlight on just, little twitching, still fast asleep. Then he's dreaming if his mouth is twitching like that. You see a few of the flies that are landing, mouth that's slightly open, and there'll be moisture on the gum line and around the teeth that they'll be trying to sequester the moisture from that and actually get moisture, much like they would drink from a little bit of water. And that's why they land in that area and go up into the mouth and the nasal cavity to try and get into there. And like I say, the reason why I had the spotlight on was just to balance it with the light of the sky. So Tesla, age 7. Hello Tesla. It's been a while since I've heard from you, Tesla. I hope you're well. And you want to know, do all male lions have red in their mane? Well, Tesla, male lions actually don't have red in their mane. They have what we call blonde. Now, it's not a full blonde or platinum blonde that we see on people, but we refer to that color as blonde in a male lion. And lots of the males in Kruger do. So not all of our males here have very thick black manes like you see in parts of the desert areas like the Kalahari. But what you're seeing now is his mane seems a little bit more red because it's reflecting the light in the sky. The sky is very orangey red color, and you can see even the grass itself has gone that color. So there we go. You see, look how orange that is. And so that orange is casting a light and color onto his mane. That's why it looks a little bit more red than it actually is. It's a little bit more yellow in real life than what you're seeing on the camera. But how is that? So, Karsten from Denmark, you're asking how old is this handsome fella? Well, this handsome fella now, it's a rough estimate because we don't know for exactly the day that they were born, but we think now the Birmingham males, I must just remember, they must be about 6 years old now, if I'm correct. 6.5, somewhere there. Oh, big stretch. Look how he's hugging his paws together. I love when male lions do that. Okay, it's time to start waking up, big boy. I wonder if that's going to be a start of his waking up procedure. It often is the case with lions, as it takes a little bit of time for them to wake up, and they start with a few little stretches and yawns, and hopefully that's a good sign of things to come. But I believe Tayla McCurdy has found her ground hornbills, and they are perched high in a tree, and I hope Batman hasn't decided to go and hang upside down with the ground hornbills, because that might just chase them away.
That's exactly what they're doing, Tristan. And we've got the most gorgeous colours surrounding these birds. Look at that. The sky looks like it is on fire. Or somebody has taken watercolours and splashed them all across the sky. It's absolutely stunning out here. Oh, I wish these hornbills would give us one last song before the day comes to a complete end. But they definitely look like they've settled in. Look how they're starting to sort of slouch down and really get comfortable. And I just think it's amazing that birds are able to sleep on perches like that. So at least we know where to come to. If we want to find them tomorrow morning, we'll have to come and look in this area. Perhaps quarantine would be a good place to start. Now, firing all my guns, you're wondering what makes these birds so special. Well, the reason why we love them so much is because they're one of the most endangered species of birds in Africa. And you don't often get to see them. We're very lucky in the greater Kruger. We're sort of blessed with seeing southern ground hornbills on a regular occasion, which is nice because there's a few places that you can go where you can see them almost every single day. I mean, a couple of times, a couple of my cycles, I've seen them all the time. Not necessarily always been able to put them up on screen, but they've definitely been around, and we hear them most mornings from camp too, which is quite nice. So it is very cool to see them. But I'm trying to think, I wonder if it's a different family, because there's only 3 here. I thought there were maybe more, but I've checked all the other trees, and they typically wouldn't roost too far apart from each other. There's just the 3 of them. Oh, there's 2 there, and the other one is sitting on a different tree, on a knob thorn with slightly more branches. Perhaps this one doesn't actually look like it's dead at all. A little bit to the right. Oh yes, no, you're on it. Yes, that is it. That's not a nest, that is a bird. It's quite difficult to make out, though, that it is a southern ground hornbill, because it's got its head tucked underneath its wings just about. And you can actually see all the little pods and flowers on that knob thorn too. That's also very pretty. Now, our bird, you're wondering if these birds would respond if I were to play the call. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think they're particularly territorial in terms of sort of like fork-tailed drongos and babblers being vocally territorial. I don't think so. I probably won't play the call though, because I don't want to upset them. I wouldn't have a clue. Maybe. Not all birds respond. Sky.
Well, we've gone into infrared now as we've got a bit of movement, a bit of stretching. That's the first movement we've had since you guys went away. And so we've gone into IR because it's starting to get a bit dark, and I don't want to put lights on him, as we've said over the last few days, or weeks or months actually, that we've had IR. That we prefer rather just to leave the animals in peace. And so no lights means that he hopefully will start waking up and go about his natural business as he would have done if we weren't here. Although he looks as though he's comatose at this stage. I don't think he's really interested in waking up anytime soon. I was hoping with a few stretches here and there that would be a sign. Oh, Laura Moore, you say he looks so cozy. Well, he does, doesn't he? Oh, here we go, a bit of stretching. Ooh, are we waking up a little bit? No, not really. I was hoping that was going to be a bit of a wake up. Is that eye open, Seb? No.
Not really.
Not really. It would be nice if that eye opened. And what we learned, though, from yesterday is that Tinyo roared while he was lying down, so it might be possible that he does start to roar even like that. I think what we need is to kick him off as one of the brothers to make a noise. And I haven't heard any of them roaring. I actually don't even know where the other 3 are. I think there's one in Buffelshoek with a tortured pride at the moment. I have no idea where the other 2 are. I don't think they were found this morning this side. Maybe they're down in Mala Mala. But we need one of them to make a noise, and that should then kick off Nhenha to start actually calling. You can see there's still a little bit of light in the background. It's not much at this stage. It's just fading away. There's a deep red on the horizon, but other than that, it's pretty much gone. Safari Wildman, you say if Nhenha 15 minutes to get your dinner. Well, yes, I think that's going to be a long shot, unfortunately, in terms of hunting. So I'm not sure we're going to see him hunting this evening, but roaring is still something we can hope for. So if he's not going to get dinner, maybe if he can just shout that he is the king of this area, that would also just be fine. And I would certainly appreciate a roar from a lion. It's been so long since I've heard a lion roar next to the car. John, the lions most definitely do rest more when it's hotter. You'll find now in the winter they're actually a lot more active in the afternoons and the early mornings, even when the sun is up. In the summer months, by half an hour after that sun is up, it's so hot that the lions generally are seeking shelter and are trying just to get out of the sun. So they're definitely more active in the winter months than summer. Summer they time sort of take it easy and get into shade as quickly as possible, and they suffer with, especially the males, with these big furry manes. You end up with a situation where they, panting all the time, and so they're almost feels like a spring evening. It's so warm. It's very pleasant. Seb and I are both sitting here without jerseys on. I mean, I've got a vest kind of thing, but Seb's in a t-shirt, and it is very pleasant. In fact, I'm actually quite warm. Don't know about you, Seb.
I'm perfect with the t-shirt.
Perfect with a t-shirt. There we go. So it just shows you how nice the temperature actually is, and maybe that's a driving factor to why he's still fast asleep and actually hasn't moved too much. Would be nice if he just popped his head up at least for us, even if he doesn't roar. Just to see him sitting up would be very pleasant in the long run as well. Come on, boy. So, Justin, you want to know if lions' feet are ticklish? Well, Justin, don't worry. I'll just pop out right now and go and tickle them and just see how he reacts. I honestly no idea. I've never tickled a lion's foot when it's been awake because, well, it seems like a silly thing to do. It's part of the Darwin wards, I would imagine, going to go tickle lions' feet while they're awake. But I'm not sure, to be honest. If you look at domestic cats, trying to touch their feet is impossible. They seem to always move their paw, and I would imagine lion would be the exact same situation. I would imagine they don't like their paws being touched too much. And whether or not they're ticklish, honestly have no idea. But you're welcome to come and try, should you want to, at any time, as long as we can film it. It would be... You really are welcome to come try. I doubt you'd even get close to him, though. I'd probably find that he'd run before he did anything else, and if you really pursued him, he'd probably just chomp you, which is neither thing we really want to do out here. So never tickle the lion's foot that is awake. But I will tell you one thing: when we darted the lions last week to do those TB tests further north in the Kruger, when lions are sleeping, a lot of the time they'll look as though they're sleeping, but they're actually quite awake. So you need to touch in areas that are sensitive, and so the areas that are sensitive the most is their ears. So what you do is you put your finger in their ear and you just fiddle around on that hair there, and that causes the sensory cells, and if they're starting to wake, the ear flickers, and then you know, okay, these things are starting to wake up. If the ear doesn't move at all, then you know that they're still in quite a nice sleep and they are still able to be worked on. So it is interesting that the ear is ticklish. Feet, I don't think so, because the vets didn't tickle their feet at any point or ask me to tickle their feet the whole time that we were there. Alright, Nhenha, it's time for you to start opening that eye, not just to be winking at us. Yes, well, okay, you can wink at us too, because we quite like that. But it is time for you to wake up, and so we're going to give you a slight break, and then when we come back, you're going to have to wake up. We're going to try and script this and see if it works. So we're going to go across to Tayla, and hopefully the next time you see us, there will be this boombox of a lion with his head held high, roaring at the camera.
Well, yes, we'll try and link across to you like you did to us yesterday, Tristan, because that was a fantastic link. But now, I find that giving the animals a stern talking to, or pep talk, often works. It normally encourages them to wake up. Well, we wish. The amount that I talk to the animals, you'd think that it would work. Now, we're looking for chameleons. I'm trying to focus as hard as I can focus, which is not a very long time. And hopefully we will spot one. No, I don't feel good about this area. I don't think we're going to see them. We need to go to a spot where there are lots of guarri trees. We seem to be seeing them guarri trees now. I'm looking in the African wattles. I've never seen a chameleon on a silver cluster leaf before. I could be wrong. Maybe I'll have my opportunity today. So we might have to go back and check some of my favorite chameleon spots where I know that there are a few that inhabit the area. Fork-tailed drongos or pearl-spotted owlets. Now the drongos are exceptional mimickers when it comes to mimicking pearl-spotted owlets, but I heard somebody making a very subtle sound. Let me just scan in these trees. Maybe I should make the call myself. Near a scops owl calling, that's for sure. Now I can't hear the sound of the pearl-spotted owlet anymore. Okay, let's keep moving then. Keep checking if we can find any nocturnal creatures. A civet would be nice this evening, or a genet. Either one of those would be welcoming. We will be very happy to have them on the show. Eh? White-tailed mongoose. What about a white-tailed mongoose? Roshni's all about the birds today. Roshni, you'd like to see some owls. Or maybe we might get lucky. Like I said, we heard it was either a pearl-spotted owlet or a fork-tailed drongo. Those drongos do that call spot on. I mean, if we as humans can mimic that call pretty well, then for a drongo, you can imagine it's probably not a challenge. So maybe we'll see if we get closer towards the scops owls. I think the scops owls might be in camp. We heard them yesterday. Well, no, not last night, the night before. It sounded like they were right in here where we park our cars. And let's just check. Actually, let's quickly listen again. Let's see if I can hear the scops owls. Yeah, I must know I'm wanting to come and find them because they've gone completely silent now. But also scops owls and pearl-spotted owlets, they're fantastic ventriloquists. So whenever you think that you're on the money and you're about to see the bird, they're on a completely different branch. So that also makes it quite challenging. Never mind that they're so small and blend into the vegetation so well. Right, chameleon, where are you? Chameleon, we want to see you. I feel like that's the magic phrase that we need to say when we must find them. Okay, let's check very carefully here. Guarri trees. Lots of guarri trees here now. No chameleons in there. Well, okay, that's fine. It's alright, chameleons, I take the hint. We'll go search for something else then. However, Nhenha seems to have his eyes open.
He does indeed, and he's even yawned a few times, so maybe this is going to be time for him to wake up. Another vehicle's joining us, so let's see if he decides to sit up. You can see he's just kind of mouthing, and those eyes seem as though they're still a little bit heavy, but let's see, maybe, just maybe, we might see him wake up. There's a few flies buzzing around his eyes that I'm hoping are going to keep him from sleeping. Come on, buddy, up you get. No, don't go back to sleep. You were just starting to wake up. There we go, you can see there's at least a bit more movement than what we've seen, and he's most definitely at least alive. So Jen, you're wondering how often lions have to eat. It depends on what their last meal was, but generally on average the lions in these areas feed every sort of 3 days. I mean, that's a very rough estimate as to how long they actually feed, so it's not an exact science, but 3 to 4 days between sort of meals on average. But they can go as many as 2 weeks without eating, but they become emaciated very quickly, and you'll find the situation where they don't actually they actually go into a phase where if they get too weak they can't hunt for themselves. But 3 to 4 days is about the average. Now unfortunately that light is probably going to cause him to close his eyes because he doesn't really want to be seeing it, so I don't know whether he's going to sit up now with that. Come on, big boy, time to wake up. He is fast asleep still. It looks like the eyes are just closing more and more and more. No, there we go. Come on, up you get. Adele and Natalie, you're wondering if the lion's mane ever stops growing. Well, the thing is with the lion's mane is that it's constantly being pulled out, so as these lions walk around they're losing bits of hair, so it does grow all the way throughout their life, but it's going to have parts of it that are going to be ripped out, and there will be certain genetics that will sort of determine how long the hair actually gets. So they almost have their own natural hairdressers in terms of the trees and thorns and grasses and all these other things that stick to it and pull it out. And so that's why it doesn't get massively long, and you don't get lions with long ponytails hanging down their back, which would be quite funny. Imagine a dreadlock lion. I've seen t-shirts like that with a dreadlock lion from the old Bob Marley days. But no, their hair doesn't grow as long as that. It does grow throughout their life, but it will get pulled out and new hairs will have to grow all the time, and so it never really gets a chance to get as long as what human hair would get. Oh, my boy, you've got a few minutes to vocalize your territory. Come on. There we go, he's listening now to something. Come on. I wonder if one of the other lions isn't roaring somewhere that he's just heard, because he's all of a sudden popped his head up. Seems like he's staring into the distance. So Dennis, you're asking if this male lion has any brothers. Well, we don't know if they're brothers, but he does have fellow coalition members. So there's 3 others that form part of the Birmingham Boy Coalition. So there's 4 in total, and I'm not sure where the other 3 are. I think there's one that is further north of us at the moment with a female from the Torchwood Pride, and I haven't seen anything else. Well, I haven't heard anything else of the other 2, but they were around the other day. There was some were seen on the southern side of us. There was one that was on the western side, and then one in the north. So all 4 were accounted for. Look at these teeth when you opens his mouth. Massive. Oh, that's nice. And look at that mane. Does he not have the most impressive mane? Come on, you're big roar for us to close out here. Come on, big boy. Definitely some yawns. But at least he's giving us some sort of action to finish up the day. And oh, look at that. Those canines are huge and all in perfect condition still. They are long, they're not too yellow yet, and he's definitely now starting to wake up. This is typical of a waking lion, yawning, grooming, and it's often an indication that he's thinking about standing up and walking. It might take a while, it might take probably another half an hour or so for him to really get going, but he's definitely now starting to wake, and unfortunately it's too late for us. Mischief, you say, looks like he wants to hit the snooze button. Well, yes, I think so. I think he wants to hit the snooze button at some point, but now that night has fallen upon him, the snooze button is going to have to wait until a little bit later. You'll find he'll patrol for a while, and then you'll find somewhere to lie down and rest for a bit during the night, and then back up again before dawn to carry on his patrol, if he doesn't hear anything. Obviously, if he hears something dying, he might go that way, or if he hears females, he might head in that direction. It's all a little bit different. So our poor male lion unfortunately didn't give us a roar, but he certainly gave us a beautiful sight underneath that setting sun. So either way, it was very nice to see him, and a welcome surprise after this morning. I really didn't think we would get any chance of seeing this male lion this morning, so happy that we at least found him. And it's been an entertaining, at least day, really. We've had quite a lot of fun, and Tayla has been her normal self, and very special rap from Seb and Craig on camera. It's all happened this afternoon. So from all of us, thank you very much, and we'll see you on our sunrise safari tomorrow morning.